Take two. Total death agony laser.
Backing vocals by the crew, the cabin crew. Heresy must do on backing vocals. You're going home in a fucking ambulance. Touching point. Take the shot, take the shot, take the shot!
'92 FM KCSS Troubled Times Radio. John Autonomy here with you, and we've got some cool music here from a band from England, from Nottingham, England, and they're called Heresy. I've heard them before here on Troubled Times, and this song is called Genocide on Troubled Times. Genocide on Troubled Times, and direct on the line from Nottingham, England, is the bassist from the band Heresy, by the name of Cal. Cal, say hello.
Hi there, everybody.
Okay, all right. Now, Cal...
Hey, John, can you speak up a bit? I can hardly hear you now.
Okay. The band Heresy, how long have you guys been going?
It's around about 3 years now. We formed around about July, August time in '85. But we've been through various lineup changes.
What is it, anything unique about your band? I know you're a very American-sounding sort of band.
Yeah, well, it's kind of easy to be an American-sounding band in England because I think pretty much all the other hardcore bands have a very much British-based sort of sound.
Yeah.
So I'd say our sound was like a mixture of American and British hardcore musically.
Now,
contains influences from both different sounds.
Yeah, who are your influences musically?
Yeah.
No, Cal, who are your musical influences?
Influences?
Yeah.
DC, Boston, New York hardcore, early Discharge, Anti-Sect, Bad Brain, stuff like that.
All right.
I mean, we pretty much listen to all the new bands that are happening around the world, so we get to hear most things.
Yeah, now, what is the current lineup for your band?
The current lineup, well, it's myself on bass, our drummer Steve, our guitarist is called Baz. He also plays in another British hardcore band called Ripcord. And our singer's John, who was formerly a drummer with Concrete Socks.
Oh. What are the ages of you guys?
Well, me and John are both 22. Baz is 21, and Steve's the tender young age of 18.
Wow, that is tender.
Yeah.
All right. When
he makes a lot of noise on a drum kit.
Now, you guys are from Nottingham. Are you the only band from Nottingham there?
Well, there's Concrete Socks as well, who've just got a new LP out. There's a band from just on the outskirts of Nottingham, which I guess you could consider them a Nottingham band, who are called Filler. It consists of ex-members of Eyes on You, who did an album on Core Records about a year and a half ago, and they're really good. They've got a very sort of arty-leaning DC melodic sound, really sort of different from the general sort of generic British sound.
Yeah, and it does get, it can get very generic, I might add.
You're telling me it can.
Let's talk about when people go to see Heresy play, what can they expect? Because I know you guys...
Well, we usually give it everything we've got. We're very much a physical live band. I mean, there's times, though, when you can be in a bit of a bad mood and things can get on top of you and you don't quite give it 100%, but most of the time when we play, you know, we give it everything we've got.
Now, you have been on tour to foreign lands. You want to tell us about that?
Yeah, well, 2 days ago we just got back from our fourth tour of Germany and Austria.
Your fourth tour? Wow.
Fourth time we've been to Germany in 1.5 years. That was with a Dutch band called Larm, or Larum as it's pronounced over there.
Oh, yeah.
Who are really good friends of ours. That sort of went all right, you know. The tour was really well organised and everything, but it's like, I don't know, I thought a lot of the time we were sort of going through the motions a bit, so we're going to have a break from playing live for a while and then start playing again in the later summer. We should be touring Scandinavia and things. We've also played quite a lot in Belgium and Holland, which, I mean, there's a really good, well-organised scene over there. They've got, like, loads of underground squats and things.
Oh, good news.
Really cool clubs.
Yeah. What do you think it is about Heresy that makes you different from your sort of other sounding band, Concrete Socks? Is there a major difference?
Yeah, Concrete Socks is much more of a metal band than we are. I don't really know how to answer that. I'd say, as a live band, we're more of an energetic band than most bands in England. I don't know, a lot of people are kind of scared to push themselves when they play live. I'm not sure why. I don't know.
Okay.
It'd be up to somebody else to pinpoint that difference, I think, really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into some new music. Now, you have a new album out. It's entitled Face Up to It.
Yeah.
And that's run sort of on a cooperative sort of thing on your own label entitled In Your Face Records, and also in Holland on Concurrent Records. How did you work that out in Holland?
Well, we've been going over to Holland a few times around about a year or so ago, and the people from the Concurrent label were really interested in us. Sort of seemed to like our attitude towards playing and everything. They really wanted to do our new album, but at the same time, we have, I guess, quite a following here in England, and it meant that if we did it on the Concurrent only, like, the import price would be a little bit too much for like the average British buyer. So we wanted to get it out cheaply in England, yet at the same time have all the good distribution in Europe that being on the Concurrent would give us.
Right.
So I mean, we talked to them about it, and they said, yeah, fine. I mean, what it basically is we do it for the UK and wherever else we want to export it to, and they just do all of Europe. I think it's going to work out pretty well. The album should be everywhere, hopefully.
Now, you said that you want to release it for sort of a cheap price in the UK. What is that cheap price?
It will be pay no more than £4.50, which at the moment is, about almost $7, around about $7, I'd have thought.
Okay. Is that
I guess that's not spectacularly cheap in the States at the moment, but I mean, that's because the American dollar's so weak against other currencies at the moment. It'll be the same price in Holland as well, which is 12.5 guilders.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, you can expect the new Heresy LP in shops in America to be at least $11.
Really?
Yeah, 10. Well,
I think it might be an idea for us to try and get a licensing over there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe on.
Anybody's interested.
Talk to me afterwards about a licensing in America. I think we can help you out. So right now, let's get into a song entitled "Into the Grey." You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Into the Grey. It's a song off the new album. It's about sexuality. John wrote it, as he writes all the lyrics, so I find it kind of strange, like, explaining what his songs are about, but it's just about relationships with people and the way you sort of do things traditionally, and it's like trying to break away from that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, I find it kind of hard to explain. You'd actually have to read the lyrics to understand it properly.
Right, okay. Okay, well, let's get into it then. Here's Into the Grey by the band Heresy from Nottingham, England on Troubled Times.
Hi there, this is Calv of Heresy from Nottingham, England, and you're listening to Troubled Times Radio with John Autonomy.
All right, and Into the Grey, very interesting song there. Calv, let's talk about where does your band actually practice?
Well, strangely enough, it's not in Nottingham itself. It's about 40 miles out.
Oh.
At our drummer's mother's place in a small village called Denston, which is near Uttoxeter.
Oh, right.
It's like real sort of middle of nowhere kind of place.
Mm.
It's kind of difficult. Finding practice places in Nottingham is really hard. Also, none of us drive, so we have problems moving our equipment about sometimes.
So what do you do when you go on tour if you don't, if you have no way of...
Oh, we have a driver when it comes to the more important things like that, but as far as practicing goes, most of the equipment is always left up at Steve's place. We practice there in his old bedroom, and we just go up there and back on the train for a few days.
Yeah.
And obviously when we tour abroad, we get the van out and everything.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
fill it full of gear and go.
Do you have a favorite European band? I mean, in English, British, UK outfit? Just
What, you mean European or British?
No, not European, but just a British favorite of yours personally.
Yeah, there's a few bands that are pretty good over here now. I like Visions of Change a hell of a lot. That is formerly The Depraved.
Right.
With they've got Kev X Conflict on second guitar now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And also Jabs, who was in Eyes on You, on bass.
Mm.
And I think they're a hell of a lot better for it as a five-piece. There's also Filler, who I mentioned earlier
Right.
on,
Yeah.
from the Nottingham area. There's Generic from Newcastle, who've just got out a new EP called The Spark Inside. They're going to have a split album out soon. There's Default from Peterborough. They're pretty much good, although the last few times I've seen them, they've been a little bit too drunk to play as well as they usually do. But they've got a 7-inch EP out on First Strike Records, which is really cool. I'd advise people to check that out. So,
now,
yeah, I'd pretty much say those are my favourite English bands.
Okay, great. Now, Heresy is not a straight edge band, right?
That's right, yeah. Some people have got the wrong idea about that, though.
Yeah, okay. So you guys enjoy a few pints down the old pub once in a while?
Well, our singer John is straight edge, you see, and not so much now, but about a year or so ago, he used to wear X's on his hands occasionally, so I guess because of that, people just think, oh yeah, well, Heresy's a straight edge band. which is completely untrue.
Oh.
All the rest of us do drink, and yeah, I really enjoy drinking.
Yeah, it's a fun pastime. I know Larm doesn't take part in it, but they're missing out.
Oh, actually, their bass player drinks now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's kind of strange, because he'd been like straight edge for 5 years, and then about 4 months ago, he decided he just got a bit tired of it. I mean, he's no raging alcoholic or anything like that, but he just enjoys the occasional beer.
Yeah, times do change.
Kind of weird, because when we're on tour with him in Germany, you know, everybody like was like expecting them to be this real big straight edge thing, and when they saw the bassist Jos with a beer or something, and you know, you could hear loads of people whispering to each other, "Oh God, you know, he's supposed to be straight edge."
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
All right. Is there a city or a club venue that you especially like to gig at in England?
What, a place we haven't played before?
Well, a place you haven't played before, or maybe, you know, just, do you have a favorite venue?
Well, I'd say my favourite venue that I have played before is maybe the Planet X in Liverpool. We've played there 3 times, and every time it's been really, really good.
Oh, okay.
The Garage in Nottingham used to be a good venue before it stopped doing gigs a short while back. It's kind of hard, you see. There's no like regular hardcore gigging circuit in the UK. Venues change very quickly when landlords and
Yeah.
such like get sick of hearing like loud hardcore bands who they think scare away the regulars or something.
Yeah.
So like usually most venues don't last too long apart from the really established ones, and I don't really like playing those places too much.
So we
usually full of like really shitty people and real sort of music biz types.
So we wouldn't see you at Rock City in Nottingham.
Oh, that's the pits. It's a fucking scumhole. No, actually, we got offered to play there a few days ago. There's going to be some big benefit gig, which in theory we're kind of into. But I mean, that venue has had like some really dodgy dealings in the past. Like the previous owner was apparently like dishing out some of the profits he was making towards the British movement, which is like a British like Nazi party kind of thing. So
oh boy.
it's just like a really dodgy, horrible place.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to play on that stage, and I just don't want to have anything to do with it, really.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
It's kind of hard sometimes, but I mean, when we can do, we try and like avoid like bad places. Sometimes in situations where we can't, but for this one, we're not going to do it.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get into a song by the title of "Make the Connection" off your new LP.
That's right.
You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, Make the Connection's about jerks who are like spouting off, mouthing to people within the scene, like tell them what they should be doing, like whether they should be vegetarian or whether they should drink or this and that. And it's like some people may have like really radical points of view, but a lot of people I know like come across that way, and as soon as they've like had a bit too much beer or something inside, and then they know sort of really different to like really sexist, stupid, moronic jerks they're supposedly like mouthing off against. So it's just like saying like make the connection, jerk, like get yourself together and make your mind up one way or another about what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay, well let's get into that here on 92 FM. We've got Calv from Heresy on the air. Check it out. Make the connection there on 92 FM. Heresy, and we've got Calv on the line. Carol, when you go into a studio to record an album, maybe this one in particular, what kind of hours are we talking about are involved?
Well, this album, like most of our previous stuff, was done pretty much on a budget. On the whole, in places, I guess it hasn't come out too bad. I mean, if I could change certain things now, I would do, but I mean, at the time when you're in the studio, you've got deadlines to reach, you've got to hit so many songs out, you just got to make them like the best of things under the situation. We recorded the album in two 8-hour sessions and like added some extra vocals and mixed it within another 2 8-hour sessions a week later. So that's a total of about 32 hours recording and mixing. I think it could be better, but I mean, all things considered, the fact that we haven't got a big record company giving us a small fortune to record with, we've just got to make the most out of things, and I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah, well, you guys, I give you guys all the credit in the world because, going out and doing something on your own label is, quite exceptional. Let's talk about fanzines. Are you a fanzine reader?
What's that? Is there a fanzine?
Yeah, are you a fanzine reader? Do you enjoy which fanzines do you like?
Well, of course, Maximum Rock and Roll is like a really classic magazine that deserves so much praise for keeping it going so steadily over the years and keeping it up.
Very true.
Apart from that, I mean, most of the good, well-organised zines like Flipside and stuff that comes out regularly, I enjoy that. Some Boston zines, XXX. There's a few good ones from Europe now. Threshold from Holland. The German mag Trust is really killer, but problem is most of that's in German, so I don't understand.
That can be a problem. Okay.
There was a good Nottingham mag called Future Now, which was partly done by our singer John plus our driver Trev. It's like really well organised, but problem was it fell through due to problems they had with finances after the first issue. There's not that much happening fanzine-wise in England at the moment, or nothing that really exceptional, I wouldn't say. I mean, I enjoy any sort of fanzines that are really from the heart, and you can see people have put a lot of effort into, and like just deal with like honest things, whatever they be.
Yeah. Okay. What does the future look like for Heresy? What's in the future for you?
Well, at the moment it's kind of strange because like we've been offered like so many things. We've had people from different areas of the world all like really interested in the band. It's just a matter of how much we can do in a certain limited space of time. We have problems in that our drummer and our guitarist are both unemployed, and me and John are only on very small wages anyway, so sometimes we have to finance the band ourselves, obviously being on our own label.
But I'd like to.
We play quite a lot in Europe, which is like affordable. The idea of a US tour, although it's like appealing to us, is kind of really difficult because you have to have a work permit, which costs like something in the thousands of dollars, as far as I understand. But if we come over as tourists, it'd mean obviously we couldn't bring our own guitars. We'd also have to have a band who could lend us a full set of equipment and be prepared to put up with 4 English people for God knows how long.
4 English boozers.
Buy guitars, whatever. It's just like a really expensive thing.
But if it's possible, that'd be fantastic to see. We'd have a great time. Let's talk a little bit about the tour. You've toured the entire your home country of England. You've been all over.
Well, apart from Wales, we haven't played there yet.
Ah, okay. What's it like to play London? I mean, a lot of people ask.
London at the moment for me is like a really no sort of area. The problem you have with London, you see, is you get loads of real punk rocker, like Sid Vicious type dropouts who all go to the big city because I think it's the place to be. So you go to gigs, and although you get like a few really cool people who like make the effort to go out of their way to support something good that's happening, you get a hell of a lot of asshole types like complete drunkards, Kings Road type fashion punks who are not really interested in any of the bands. They just like go along and basically, I think, scare a lot of people away out of.
They sure scare me.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we played there, we played with Default. There was about 150 people. It was a small club, and out of that 150 people, I'd say about a good 135 probably needed machine gunning.
But Cal,
very extreme about it, but there really are. I mean, there's some people like that. I mean, you don't really know how to react to them.
Yeah, but Cal, that's genocide.
Things up, and you're kind of tempted to sort of go out and smash them or something, but at the same time, you can't really justify your actions for doing so. So it's really frustrating.
Now, you mentioned that a couple members in your band were unemployed. Who were they again?
Our guitarist Baz. Well, he's been working for 4 years, and he's only been on the dole for about 9 months or so now. And our drummer Steve, he's never worked since he left school.
Yeah, you know, I was laughing when you said that, because being unemployed is, you know, a lot of people think that, well, you know, it's just, you know, these guys are just doddering around doing nothing. But I mean, it's a full-time job.
Well, the band is more or less a full-time job, you see, but I mean, obviously it doesn't pay. It's kind of like, it's like a full-time hobby, which we don't take seriously. Obviously, like, a little extra money every now and then helps, and like sometimes we do get paid okay, but I mean, it's nothing we could make a living off.
But, I mean, I've been working very hard at staying unemployed for the last couple of years. It's, you know, I'm telling you, it's kind of a neat job being unemployed, because... Yeah,
well, for me, I mean, I'm always busy, like, either doing mail, I mean, well, we've just started the label now. We're on me and John, the singer, on a small wage. We're on a scheme which only lasts a year. After that, hopefully the record label will be like, off its feet well enough for us to actually make a living off it, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, it won't be a lot of money, and it'll... Instead of, like, doing a 9-to-5 job, something we don't want to do for a fair wage, you know, we'd rather like do something we've got a genuine interest in.
Who wants to work 9 to 5?
But get a lot more enjoyment out of.
Yeah. All right, well, that's great. Well, listen, let's get into a song on the new album entitled Flowers in Concrete.
Yeah.
You want to tell us a little bit about that one?
Well, I think this would be best if John really told you about this. It's,
Okay, well, I mean, flowers in...
Yeah, I'll play it. I'll tell you about it
afterwards,
and I'll think about it.
All right. Who are the flowers and who is the concrete?
It's hard to say who's the flowers and what the concrete is. It's just... Well, I'll tell you what. I've got a whole explanation here which John wrote about it.
Okay.
Shall I read that out to you?
Okay, fair enough, yeah.
Okay, this is how he puts it. Flowers in Concrete by John of Heresy. Sometimes I get so sick of the hopeless idealism and insular dogma that this plastic bubble that's called the hardcore scene often instigates. But when I distance myself from it, I can still see, despite all the obvious limitations, that possibilities for some kind of limited social change. People often say hardcore is dead, generic or stagnant, but half of the time it's themselves that are stagnant and are looking for a scapegoat to legitimize musical regression, so they can concentrate only on the music or happening on what's gone before. There's still many people around who are trying hard to create something that's interesting and informative. The concrete is always going to be around, at least in the foreseeable future, and it's up to make sure that the flowers still keep rearing their heads and don't wither away. Well, maybe you can see from that why I had problems like trying to sum it up in a few words.
I like that, though. That's very well written.
Yeah, I think John writes really well, and he's good at explaining his songs. I think on the whole it's probably better for him to actually tell you about these. I mean, being as I write more music than actual lyrics,
Okay.
It's not hard for me to like all the songs are like more from the heart as opposed to being like really direct political statements. It's kind of difficult sometimes to sum out. Like,
Okay. Well, let's get into it. Flowers in the Concrete, 92 FM. We've got Heresy. great band from England, Heresy. Calv's on the line, and Calv, in closing, I'd like to thank you for being on Troubled Times Radio tonight. Been most enjoyable. Great band, and I wish only the brightest future for you. And good luck in everything that you delve into from here until we see you in America. It's about time that we ask, are there any last comments that you'd like to make?
Well, obviously, thanks a lot to yourself for making the effort
Okay.
to actually speak to us on the air like this. I'd just like to thank everybody that's helped us over the last 2 years or so and who has any faith in us, including people such as yourself. I'd also like to say hi to Mike Mayanaga from San Francisco, who I guess might be listening in by chance. Just make an honest effort. Thanks.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, Troubled Times Radio, and here is a cut off this is the title track to Heresy's new album.